Welcome back to my workshop. Now today I want to show you this, which is a Trend Pocket Hole Jig. I've had this quite a while, but I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. Now this is a pocket hole jig. What I want to do is show you what's in there, show you how you use it, and show you exactly what it does. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so what we've got here is the pocket hole jig by Trend. It's the PH/jig, which I presume stands for pocket hole jig. And what you get in here is basically this device, which I'll show you in a second, and it's for making this kind of joint. Okay, these are called pocket holes. Inside the box you get a whole array of bits and pieces, but you can actually buy additional accessories. So let's stop mucking about, let's get it out of the box. Okay, first of all you get the actual jig, you get some instructions, a clamp, an array of drills and tools, some screws, which are special type of screws, a little bag of silicone, which you throw away, and another bag of silicone, which you throw away. Okay, right, let's go through this lot. Okay, so straight out of the box you get this, which is the main jig. It's made of metal, all of it's metal. I believe it's aluminium, but it feels quite well engineered, I must admit. So here obviously you can mount it to a bench. You've got screw holes here that you can actually put screws in to mount it to the bench. This is adjustable backwards and forwards. I'll show you why in a moment. These are adjustable, again I'll show you why in a moment. But yeah, it feels like a nice thing. Okay, what else do we get in the box? We get a pair of grips. Okay, they're basically for aligning your material, which I'll show you in a moment. Okay, you get a bag of screws, which are a special type of screw. Let's pop one of these out quickly and show you. Okay, so this type of screw is specifically for pocket holes. It's got a flat face here, and it's got a special type of drive. Okay, this is a square drive, and that brings us on to the next bag, which is here, because you get the square drive tool. Okay, and you also get a special drill. Okay, I'll go through all these again in a moment. So your special drive, special drill, also in the bag you get a collar, an Allen key, and a smaller drive as well. And finally you get a book of instructions, which is probably worth having a look through. It does actually go through quite a lot of detail here. Okay, so probably worth a look, but let me show you what this thing does. Okay, so when do you use a pocket hole? Now a pocket hole is a method of joinery. Okay, so if you had two pieces of wood you wanted to join, say like this, or like this, or like this. Okay, there's a million different methods you can use. Dovetails, you can use mortise and tenon joints, you could use all sorts of joinery. But if you want a quick joint, which a lot of us do, you just want to put two bits of wood together. There are some people that don't approve of pocket hole joinery because they think it's cheating. But in real life, if you just want to do a quick joint, if you're making a picture frame, for example, okay, and you don't want any visible joins, this is a method you could use. Okay, I think they've got their place. They're quick, they're easy, and sometimes I get better results. All right, let me quickly show you where I've used them before around the workshop. Okay, so this is a roller cabinet I made for my Festool sustainers. Okay, and all I wanted was a quick method of making these joints. Okay, and I've used them here. All right, and I've also used them up the top there. Okay, that's the sort of thing you use them for. I mean, this is obviously plywood, so plywood to plywood, it's ideal. Okay, so my previous pocket hole jig is this type of thing. Okay, this has been excellent. I've had it for about 5 years. I've used it in many videos and many projects, so you may have seen this before, and I'm a big fan of this, but I think the new one is going to be a bit of an upgrade. Okay, right, stop talking about it, let me show you how it works. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is, as I've said, you can screw it to the bench. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw this to the bench quickly. Well, I'm going to screw it to a piece of wood just to give it some stability while we use it. Okay, so literally 3 screws into this rough old piece of worktop. Okay, now that's secure. Right, let's put some wood in it. So if we wanted to join these 2 pieces of wood together like this to make a picture frame, for example, what I want to do is drill some pocket holes in this piece, and the screw will go in here and into this piece of wood. Okay, so I want my pocket holes to be on that piece. So all we have to do is fix it into here, okay, adjust it up and then drill our holes. How do we adjust it? Okay, so if we want 2 equally spaced joints here, what we've got to do is put it in our jig and then decide how far apart we want these holes to be. Now they supply an Allen key. All you have to do is undo this little Allen bolt here, and then you can slide these to whatever position you want. Okay, let's do them like that. I mean, obviously it's got measurements here in centimeters, so you can actually measure it and be as accurate as you like, but for demonstration purposes I'll show you this. Okay, and then just nip it up if you can. This is not a special Allen key. You can use something like this if you want to. Okay, whatever suits you best. Okay, so that's those. Right, now you need to clamp it. Okay, so to clamp it, it's a fairly easy process. Obviously you know how thick your wood is, and the idea is this comes over and actually clamps against your material. Now all you got to do is adjust this end. Okay, it's also got a locking nut there. Adjust it until it holds it secure, not too tight, otherwise you're never going to get it to work. Okay, then that's in there securely. Okay, that's not a very good joint. Try that again. Okay, so adjust it on this. Now if you're going into a very thick piece of wood, you can undo these 2 nuts here, or these screws here, and there's an additional hole. You can move the whole thing along. Okay, so for normally this size of wood you'd use the forward 2 fixings. Okay, this is perfect for us, so we know how far apart our holes are going to be, and we've got it securely mounted. Right, let's set up the drill. Okay, to set up the drill, which you have to do, otherwise it will go horribly wrong. Now the drill is a special type of drill. Okay, so it's got a wider drill here and a thinner one at the end. Now this is obviously to drill almost a pilot hole for where the screw comes out, and this is to give clearance for the head. Now what you have to do is insert the drill into the tool, okay, until it hits the bottom, but then space it back a little bit. Now I'm going to use one of these. This is one of my old Frank's Little Workshop tokens. It's only 1 millimeter or so thick, maybe 2 mil. Now all you do is you put that there. Okay, don't force it down, don't put it up anymore, just leave it resting there. Then you have a collar. Okay, this obviously comes in the kit, and what you have to do is fit the collar onto the drill until it sits on that other collar. Okay, so this is resting on the token, or 1 millimeter or so off of the base. Collar's in place, and then you just nip it up. Again, they supply a separate Allen key for this. Okay, then you can remove your token. So you can then see that this doesn't actually reach the bottom. Okay, right, drill set, space is set, clamping set. Maybe we could drill a hole now. Okay, so that's all the setup done now. We've now got our piece of wood which we want to drill our 2 grooves into. Literally clamp it into the jig, making sure it's flat on the bottom. You take your drill with your drill bit in it, okay, and then literally put it through the guide. Now obviously you're not going to cut through the guide because they're hardened steel, okay, and then literally drill your hole. Okay, So you drill it until you get down to the collar, and then you do your other pocket holes. Okay, remove it, and there you have your 2 pocket holes. Right, obviously a good idea to have some sort of dust extraction on it. There's a little hole either side which lets the sawdust out. It might be an idea to rig something up to actually suck that dust out. Right, we've got our pocket holes, we've got our other piece of wood. How do we put them together? Okay, so this next step is quite important. Obviously you've got your 2 pocket holes here. You want to join it to this piece of wood like this. What you want to make sure you do is keep both of these flush with each other. Okay, otherwise if you put one screw in, you could twist it and you'll end up with a really wonky joint, which is no good to anybody. Now this is obviously where the clamp comes in that they supply. Okay, this thing here, and you could basically clamp it together and it keeps these 2 edges flush. Okay, alternatively you can mount this onto your bench. You could grab a clamp like this, okay, and clamp them together like that. Okay, that'll keep them flat, so when you drive your screws in, you're going to get it in the right place and it's not going to twist. Okay, I'll use this method for now. Literally all you do, take your screw, your special square drive screw, poke it in the hole, and very gently, don't overdo it. 1, 2. Okay, then you can remove your clamp and these 2 are flush. All right, and there's your joint. Okay, and this is quite a sturdy joint. So if you had 4 of those on a picture frame, that's going to be more than enough. Okay, I like it. Okay, what I've done here is quickly cut through one of the pocket holes just to show you what happens inside. Okay, and you can see in here where the drill has gone in, you've got your flat edge there, and then the rest of it sticks out the end. Okay, that's for the pilot hole. So when your screw goes in, it goes flat against the collar and the rest of it comes into your other piece of wood. Okay, that's just to give you an idea of what's happening inside the wood. Okay, so obviously this type of joint can be used on all sorts of angles and everything. Now here all I've done is I've taken the same piece of wood, I've cut it at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to turn that over and join that like that. Obviously needs a bit of sanding because one side's covered in varnish and the other side isn't. But the same principles apply. Okay, you literally take this. We're already set up in our jig here. Give it a that. I'm going to put that right there. The thickness is the same. Drill my 2 holes. Okay, so I've got my 2 pocket holes there. Now I want to join these onto here. Okay, so there you go. Got a nice, and that's a really strong joint. I must admit, I'm quite impressed with that. But yeah, that's the idea. This is what a pocket hole is for. I like them. Okay, so there's this type of joint. We've done the end joint, but also don't forget, it can also be used for internal joints like this. So if you was doing the inside of a drawer or the inside of a cabinet and you don't want any visible joints on the outside, okay, you could do them inside like this. Okay, at any space you could do single ones, or you know, closer together or further apart. Possibilities are endless. So that's just to give you an idea of what pocket holes are all about. Okay, so that's about it for the Trend Pocket Hole Jig. I like this thing. It's obviously a bit better than my old one. These cost around about anywhere between 50 and 70 pounds. Okay, depends on where you get them from. I know you can get them on Amazon, and at the moment they're about 52 pounds or something. Okay, But I reckon this is going to be definitely worthwhile having, and I'll probably have it mounted to a special board. So every time I want to do pocket holes, I just pull out the board, put it on my bench, do the pocket holes, and then put it away. Okay, definitely worth thinking about getting one of these if you're interested in making any sort of cabinetry. Okay, right, that's about it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Quickly, what a pocket hole is. That didn't work out very well. Let's do that all again. That's what you get. Yeah, it's very nice. Pocket hole joint I used to use. Clamp these two together if we can. Or you just drop it on the floor and it all goes bleh. So we're all clamped and secure, and now we just have to drill into here with our drill, without hitting the camera. Okay, I'll show you this and that and the